Hello everyone. The UK government has proposed one of the biggest changes to the ILR system, a brand new 10-year earned settlement plan, expected to begin from April 2026. These new rules could impact skilled workers, health and care visa holders, family applicants, and anyone hoping to settle long-term in the UK. To help you understand what this means, Visa Simple is hosting a live podcast on the 13th of December at 5 p.m. UK time. We'll explain the proposed ILR rules in clear, simple terms, including how your settlement timeline could change under the new system. We'll cover the new 10-year ILR baseline, how to reduce your timeline through earnings, English or community contribution, what could increase your timeline, major changes for care workers and lower-skilled roles, the end of the long residence 10-year route, and much more. We look forward to helping you understand what these proposed changes could mean for your settlement journey. We'll answer your questions live. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn and share with anyone who may find this helpful.
Hello everyone and welcome to Visa Simple Live, where UK immigration rules stop being confusing and start making sense. At Visa Simple, we believe in one thing: your path, your future, made simple. And today we are tackling a very big topic: the UK's proposed 10-year earned settlement plan. This is one of the biggest ILA changes in over a decade, and it could completely change how migrants settle in the UK. To help us break this down properly, we are joined by Mr. Shumit Shom, Managing Director of Visa Simple. Mr. Shom is a UK qualified solicitor and IAA Level 3 advisor and has been practicing UK immigration law since 2005. With over 20 years of experience, he's helped thousands of individuals, families, and employers navigate complex Home Office rules. Thank you, Mr. Shom, joining us today. This reform has raised a lot of questions and concerns. So let's get straight into it.
Thank you, Shomili. Thank you. This is really an important conversation, and I'm glad we are having it now because these proposals could affect almost everyone planning to settle in the UK.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. Let's start with the headline: the 10-year ILR baseline. Is this really 10 years for everyone? What's your suggestion?
Not really. 10 years is just a starting point, not the rule. Your timeline can come down, up, based on your contribution, integration, and compliance.
So the outcome isn't fixed there?
Exactly. Some people could still settle in the UK as little as 3 years, while others can take 15, 20, or even 30 years.
Certainly, it came into my mind why the change is now.
There are three reasons, Shomili. Firstly, rising settlement numbers. The Home Office is expecting an application number around 1.6 million by 2030. Secondly, rapid growth in health and care and skilled worker rules. And lastly, concerns about cost and integration.
In a nutshell, so the system's getting tighter, right?
The message is very clear. Settlement must be earned, not assumed. It is treated as a privilege, not as a right.
And the 5-year routes, what about that?
They will not automatically lead to ILR anymore. Settlement becomes a flexible assessment.
Thank you, sir. The new system is built on 4 pillars, I think. What does that actually mean for applicants? Do you have any suggestion for them?
Yes, it means everyone on every route is assessed in the same way. There are 4 pillars which decides when, if, and how fast your ILR can be reached.
The first one, if I'm correct, this is character. This feels really stricter than before. Is it correct?
Much strict, to be very honest with you. Criminal convictions, civil penalties, and immigration breaches all matter, and the threshold are tightening. Even minor issues could block settlement.
So many things to know. So, no more, it was only a small mistake, right?
Exactly. Character now is a gatekeeper.
Well, the next one is, I think, integration. And what's changed here, sir?
The English level will be rising to B2, and somebody having C1 level English, they can reduce their timeline for ILR to 1 year. Life in the UK test stays, and genuine community involvement may be counted.
All right. So, integration actually speeds things up. What do you think?
Yes, it is no longer just a formality.
Okay. And the third one, certainly, is contribution. This is really a big, big change, right?
Yes, it is. It refers to economic contribution. Earnings above 12,570 for 3 to 5 years. Applicants should not use public funds, no tax, or NHS liabilities. Your income will directly shape your ILR timeline.
Again, do you mean the Home Office wants only receipts?
Exactly.
Okay, good to know. And the next one is residence. Is it time spent in the UK, sir?
It still matters, but not on its own. Residence must be lawful and continuous.
All right, Mr. Shom. Before we get into timelines and reductions, let's talk about the basics. There are the non negotiables for ILR, correct?
Yes, even before the Home Office could look into how long an applicant has been here, they must meet the mandatory requirement. If they fail in any of one of the mandatory requirements, the application will be refused straight away.
Well, in a statement, so this is the Home Office saying, don't even get in the queue unless you tick every boxes.
That's a very accurate way of putting it.
Thank you. Let's run through them. What's the first? What's coming into your mind first, sir?
First, a clean criminal and immigration record. There should not be any serious convictions or ongoing breaches. This
Mhm.
ties to the character pillar that we discussed earlier.
Oh, well, and what about disputes with government departments then?
That's the second key point. You must not have any ongoing litigation against the Home Office, HMRC, NHS, or any public authority.
Again, so you can't be suing the Home Office in the morning and asking them for ILR in the afternoon, right?
Exactly, that is so true.
Thank you, sir. And what else can affect people? That's the very major thing to discuss, I believe.
There is now a financial liabilities, so there should not be any unpaid taxes, NHS, or government liabilities. Even a small amount can cause serious problems if they are not unresolved.
And what about English then?
Yeah, minimum will be B2 English plus life in the UK test. You have to pass it. These are all mandatory, and there is no flexibility here.
Now, like me, I'm sure everyone is thinking about the very major part, which is finally the income. And what's your suggestion on that topic, sir?
You must show an earning of minimum 12,570 per year for 3 to 5 years. Without that, you don't even have a chance to be assessed.
So, to be very clear, this isn't about discretion or balancing factors.
Correct. Failing any one of these requirements could lead to immediate refusal, regardless of how long you have lived in the UK.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And let's talk about the factor everyone's watching closely, which is again income. How important is it under the new rules and systems?
This is an absolutely central, Shomili. To even qualify for ILR, you must have a minimum income of 12,570 per year, and it must be backed by HMRC records.
Obviously, it's coming into everyone's mind, and if you dip below that, then what will be the case?
Then you risk failing under the contribution pillar, even if everything looks perfect.
And this is also where fast tracking comes in, right?
Yes, earnings above 50,000 K for 3 years can reduce your timeline by 5 years, whereas earnings above 125K means that you can reduce your timeline by 7 years.
Oh, well, thank you. So, income doesn't just pay the bills, it buys your time, correct?
That's one way of putting it.
But there's a catch, definitely, right?
Yeah, a big one. Income must be continuous. Breaks like maternity leave, unemployment, unpaid leave, or even dips in self employment can reset the clock.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And how does the Home Office check all these things?
They can check through PAYE, self assessment, NI records, and even employer RTI submissions. If anything is not declared to the HMRC, then it will not count.
I'm sure everyone is thinking now about the most important part about bonuses and dividends. Is there any changes?
Yes, they will count only if taxable and consistent, and self employment income will be heavily scrutinized.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And this is where people really lean in. They are reductions and penalties. This is where timelines actually move, correct?
Yeah, think it as a adjustment model where your timeline for ILR goes ups and down depending on your circumstances.
Well, now start with the good news. I think this is reductions. What's changes there, sir?
It is only one reduction applies. C1 English, higher income, global talent routes, or British family links can significantly shorten the ILR timeline.
You mean so no stacking points like a supermarket rewards card?
Sadly, not. The Home Office doesn't do rewards scheme.
Okay, well, now the not so good news, which is penalties.
Yeah, again, only one penalty applies, but the impact can be serious. Using public funds can rise your ILR timeline to anything between 5 to 10 years. Illegal entry, visitor entry, or overstaying in the UK for 6 months or more can add up to 20 years.
Okay, and the next one is if someone has both a reduction and penalty, in that case,
Then they will combine. For example, public funds adds can add up to 5 years, whereas if you have a C1 level English, that will reduce 1 year. So there will be a net increase of 4 years, giving a 14-year ILR timeline.
thank you, Mr. Shom. And this is where things start to feel very real now. Who is most affected by these proposals? What's your point
One
there?
of the Sorry, yes, one of the biggest impact is on lower wage and low skilled roles.
Okay, okay, good to know. Definitely now we are coming on the care workers and low skilled roles. This includes care workers anyway.
Yes, it does. It not only includes care workers, but many others, such as retail, hospitality, construction workers. Now they might fall into a 15-year to settle.
So you mean essential work, but a much longer wait, unfortunately.
Yes, that's the concern many people have.
Okay, now I'm sure, pretty sure, everyone is waiting for this part. We're on the topic of dependence. This part worries so many families, I think. Anything you want to just highlight there, sir?
Dependents will no longer automatically follow the main applicant now. Each person will be assessed independently, and if the applicant fails suitability, dependents cannot settle either.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shom. Now I'm coming on volunteering. People are asking, can volunteering help anyway?
Yes, but with certain limits. It must be unpaid, community based, and independently verifiable.
So volunteering helps, but it won't replace a payslip. Again, unfortunate.
Uh, yes, it can support your case, but it cannot replace the income requirement.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. This one really surprises people. ILR with no recourse to public funds. Is that seriously being proposed?
Yes, it is a major shift. Under the proposal, ILR may no longer automatically allow access to public benefits.
Okay, good to know. The next one is settlement wouldn't mean what it used to be, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Access to benefits may be reserved for citizenship and not settlement.
So ILR could become almost settled.
Yes, that's one way to rephrase it. It would fundamentally change the practical value of ILR.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And this is the part that's making people really nervous. Who do these new rules apply to?
That's the concern. The proposal suggests that anyone who hasn't obtained ILR before the rules are implemented may be affected.
So even for the people who will be applying for ILR in the next few years?
Unfortunately, yes. People planning to apply, and let's say in 2 years' time, 2026, 2028, could suddenly face a new income rules and longer timelines.
Again, in a nutshell, so the goalpost might move mid-game.
Yes, that's a fair way to describe it.
Now the question is about the 5 years routes. What was the whole thing now?
This will be the 5 year route could effectively become a 10-year route now, with reduction and penalties applied retrospectively.
Is there any protection, sir?
Only limited protection that is being discussed, mainly for borderline and exceptional cases.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. We are getting so many informations, and I'm pretty sure everyone is getting their problem sorted. Now, the next point again. Let's talk timing. When does all this actually happen?
There are four key days to watch. First of all, the consultation closes in mid February 2026.
And then we get clarity. Do you think that?
Uh, no, next comes the statement of changes, which is expected around March 2026. That's where the final rules are being published.
Again, so that's when everyone refreshes the Home Office website repeatedly. You mean?
Exactly. Even immigration lawyers are included there.
Well, so now, thank you everyone, whoever joined us. We really appreciate all the questions that came in. We got so many responses and questions. Since time is tight, we have selected a handful that touch on most of what we wanted to know. I'll go through them one by one and give us as much clarity as possible. So now let's start with our first question. The first one from Mrs. Anita Patel. She just wanted to ask. She's supposed to get ILR in 2026 under the 5 year route. Now she will be forced onto the 10-year system. What do you think, sir?
Well, the transition arrangements are likely but not guaranteed. Home Office has said it will only protect the borderline cases. Past reforms usually included some protection of people already in the system, and this protection may be limited. That is why the public consultation is very important, and people need to contact their MPs to raise their concerns.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And I'm pretty much sure Anita actually got her answer. And if she wants much more details, she can just contact us after our live show, and she just can contact to our Visa Simple office anytime. And I hope there is a complete the numbers and every details are rolling just bottom of our live show. Okay, we got another live question, sir, and I could see Mr. Ritu Rajnath. He's watching us, and he has a question for you. If someone is coming to the UK from India to work, what do these new settlement proposals mean for them? Any guidelines, sir?
Yes, as a new migrant coming to the UK from India, after rules has been changed, they will definitely fall under the 10-year baseline for ILR. They will they will need to meet all the mandatory requirements, including suitability, integration, compliance, and residence. Settlement will no longer be automatic after 5 years on work routes. If they are earning a significant income like 125K, they may qualify for ILR just as little as 3 years.
Thank you, sir, again. And we are just moving forward to our next question. I got it from Mr. Sandeep Singh, and he asked, his salary drops below 12,570 GBP for even 1 year. What he will be failed to ILR contribution requirement? What's your guideline again?
12,570 is proposed as a minimum annual earning requirement. It must be met over a period of 3 to 5 qualifying years. Any shortfall in any 1 year could break eligibility. Unfortunately, as per the new proposal, income should be continuous and verified by the HMRC. Breaks like maternity, unemployment, or unpaid leave can reset the whole clock.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shom. And further delaying, I'm just moving into the next one quickly, which is from Aisha Rahman. And thank you, Aisha. And her question is, what happens if her spouse qualifies earlier than she does? Will they have different ILR timelines?
Under the proposals, dependents are assessed independently, so settlement timelines may differ. However, a dependent cannot be granted ILR before the main applicant qualifies and meets the suitability requirement. Even if a spouse meets all the requirements earlier, they must wait until the main applicant applies.
Okay, and with that, I can see, sorry, just okay. I can see again on the screen someone has asked, Amit Doj has asked a question. Does the minimum income requirement of 12,500 apply to spouses of British citizens? Actually, I think Mr. Shom has discussing about it. And anything do you want to add, sir, on that topic?
Yeah, I'll add something. Under the new proposal, there's a requirement of earning of 12,570 for all the applicants. This comes under the mandatory requirement. Although Home Office have confirmed that spouse of a British citizen will fall under the 5-year rule settlement, they have not clarified whether there is a minimum income requirement which will apply to spouse of a British citizen.
Okay, with that one, okay, we are getting so many responses. Thank you, audience. The next one is from Mr. Anurag Bana, and he is asking about, do you anticipate any legal challenges if these rules are applied retrospectively?
That's one of the interesting questions. Yes, legal challenge are possible if rules are applied retrospectively. UK courts have ruled against this before, back in 2008 in HSMP Judicial Review, where the High Court has laid down a key legal principle where migrants should be assessed under the rules they entered on, and not retrospectively. Well, challenges are not automatic. Much depends on transition arrangements and fairness. That is why the consultation and MP's involvement is very important.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And going forward, I got another one from Olga Ivanova, and she's asking if she enter a public service job like nursing or teaching later, can her ILA timeline be reduced?
Yes, potentially. Under the new proposal, working in certain public service roles at RQF level 6 or above may qualify for a reduction up to 5 years. I mean, final details are subject to consultation. So we are waiting for a confirmation from the Home Office later, I mean, beginning of next year.
On the same topic, sir, we got another question from Priya Nair. She's asking what kind of volunteering actually counts for the 3 to 5 years reductions, please.
3 to 5 years reduction. Okay. All right. This will be volunteering, isn't it? Yeah. She's talking about volunteering.
Yes, yes, she is.
Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Volunteering must be unpaid. It must be genuinely community based and not for families and friends. It is a voluntary work and which should not be required by your employer or any visa condition. This activity must be independently verifiable. For example, they should be working in registered charity and so on. If volunteering can support an application and it can reduce it to 3 to 5 years. However, voluntary does not replace any income requirement.
Thank you, sir. And the next one I could see on the screen again, and it is from Mr. Arunavadhar. Thank you, Arunavadhar, for watching us live. And his question is, can you please explain how will this impact new IMGs whose wish to come to UK? I'm just repeating again for you, sir. So the do you get my question? Sorry, Mr. Shum, can you hear me?
So these are based on these are doctors, I presume.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, this is something. With regard to the doctors, the new doctors, they have to meet the GMC requirement, and they have to get a sponsorship from NHS to come. The rules remain the same. The only factor is that if their salary is higher, let's say £50,000 or so, they can settle within 5 years. And if you have a higher salary than that, then they may qualify as little as 3 years. But the rules to come to the UK as a skilled worker will be the same. That will not change. And they are, of course, doctors and nurses are comes under the health category, healthcare workers. So they will have priority of the application.
Thank you, Mr. Shum. And further delaying, yeah.
Sorry, added, even the Home Office have said the public service roles, like, I would think doctors and nurses will fall under the category. They will be not under the 10 years baseline immigration rules. It will be 5 years for settlement.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And I got another one on the screen, and which is from Ashish Jindal. Thank you, Ashish Jindal, sir, for watching us. And his question is, what is the impact on a child currently 14 years when parents are getting ILR in 2026 per new rules? Is there any suggestion from you, sir?
They did mention under the proposal that they will look into adult child little differently. They haven't given many information. However, if you are applying in 2026, then I would presume that the child will be under 18 years. So if both parents qualify, they can apply with the child. The child can apply with the parents, actually.
Awesome. We are getting so many things slowly with our conversation. And the next one is already on my hand. This is from Ling Chen. And his question is the 10-year long residence route gone completely? What happens to those who plan to apply?
Well, the 10 years, there's a possibility that the 10 years long residency rule will be abolished. Uh, Now, under the current proposal, the legal residency no longer enough to qualify for ILR. Time spent in the UK, along with site contribution, integration, and compliance, those four mandatory requirements have to be met. So it is important to see how this time frame goes and how they each of the factors are contributed to apply for ILR. But yes, long residency applications, we could foresee that it will be closed down.
Okay, thank you, sir. And for the next one, I can see from Carlos Fernandez. And her question is, I'm on a care worker visa. Does this mean I'll be on a 15-year route now?
Possibly yes. Under the proposal, the government is consulting on a 15-year baseline settlement route for roles below RQF level 6, which includes care worker roles. These proposals are not final and are still subject to public consultation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. And the next one from Pallavi Ghosh. She is asking, should I apply for Ireland now before the law changes?
Yes, if you meet the requirement, then definitely you should you should apply under the current rules, because if the rule changes, then you may find yourself not qualifying, and also the transition protections are uncertain. So as of now, if you meet the requirement, please go ahead and apply.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. I'm pretty sure whoever is watching us and whoever has got the questions, they're really getting sorted. And with that one, next is already lined up. This is from Shudi Banerjee, and he's asking, how do I respond to the consultation? What should I say?
Well, this is very important to take part in the consultation. You should answer those questions honestly, and there is actually no right or wrong response. They should focus on personal impact, such as how the proposal affect their settlement plans, their family, their career, their finances. Explain how difficult it is to meet the income requirement threshold and what will have this impact on their dependents, including spouse and children. Then they should highlight their concern about retrospective applications. um, the individual experience carry more weight. So please be clear, factual, and respectful rather than emotion or hostile. And of course, submit the consultation before 12th of February 2026.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shom again. And the next one from Rahul Sharma. He's asking, will there be any changes in British citizenship rules or systems?
Yes, changes are expected, but not yet implemented. The government has given an indication of plans of earned citizenship model in white paper back in May 2025. This may involve longer qualifying period with faster routes for those with higher contribution and integration. Any changes to citizenship will require primary legislation. So it is taking a little longer than ILR changes. For now, British nationality or British citizen rules remains unchanged. More detail is expected after the settlement reforms are finalized.
with all this, Mr. Shom, I'm having a few questions from my side as well. So I think you'd not mind to ask you. So the first question from me: do you anticipate any legal challenges if these rules are applied retrospectively?
Uh, well, I have answered this question, but yes, it is. If the rules have been retrospectively implemented, then yes, definitely we are think there may be some challenges possible. Similarly, like this thing happened before in back in 2008 with HSMP judicial review, the key where the High Court have said migrants should be assessed under the rules they have entered upon, not later. So, yes, I would say if there has been a retrospective effect, then there may be a legal challenge.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, the last one. It's if someone is coming to the UK from India to work, what do these new settlement proposals mean for them?
Well, they will be basically under the new rules, which is a 10-year ILR requirement, and they have to meet all the mandatory requirements like integration, contribution, income, residence. Once they meet all the requirements, they can meet the requirement of ILR. If their salary is higher, then yes, they can settle as little as 3 years to qualify for ILR in the UK.
Thank you, Mr. Shom. And now let's finish with a big picture. This isn't just a move from 5 to 10 years. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It is. It is correct. It is not just a move. It is much bigger than that. It changes how UK decides who to settle.
So, what does that mean in real terms, sir?
Well, ILA timelines could range anything between 3 to 30 years. Families could face different timelines, and there may be refusals over minor issues. These proposals will affect people in low paid sectors.
In a nutshell, again, in other words, this is not one to ignore.
Exactly, which is why what people do now really matters.
So, what should viewers do next?
Four key steps, Somili. First of all, if you meet the requirement of ILR, then they should be applying straight away as soon as possible. Secondly, complete the public consultation. It just takes around 10 to 15 minutes. Thirdly, they should write to their local MP and explain how it affects them. And finally, share the information. Many people don't realize what's coming.
That brings us to the end of today's episode of the Visa Simple Immigration Can Feel Complex, but with the right guidance, it does not have to be overwhelming. Our goal is to bring you clear, reliable information to help you move forward with confidence. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to having you with us again. Until next time, keep it simple with Visa Simple.
Thank you. Stay informed, stay empowered. I will see you next time.